Mr. Obsolete here. Well, we're out on the railroad today. We're going to be taking down some trees, so we're going to start with this one. And we got some more on the other side, but I'm going to be using the Stihl 031 today that Randy and his brother gave us a while back. So get busy and cut it down. Just like that. We'll be back in a minute. I'm going to take this one down. Got in the tree. Okay, well, you can see this tree here is rotten as can be. It's full of ants. That's why it didn't tip over real good. It was holding a little bit here, but it just broke off here and dropped it rather than drop it. But anyway, we're going to pull it over here in just a bit, so we'll be right back. Point out the high rail and then, okay, well, we got our tree. We're going to have to pull it down because it's caught in the other tree. Going to be using our old Ford high rail here. So we're going to got a line back here. So we're going to go ahead and pull her over. Perfect. That's a bad tree. I think you could go the other way like this.
Oh, from the top? Oh, I see what you're saying.
See how easy this is? Okay, well, you can see that tree went exactly where it wasn't supposed to. And several reasons for it. My cut across here wasn't as good as it could have been. And then this holding wood here was rotten and it just pulled right out of the tree. And so that little bit of holding wood got it to start turning and went this direction. So that's why you have to have a lot of room when you're dropping trees, because sometimes they'll fool you, do something you don't want them to do. So anyway, I'll get the gear on here and I'll cut this up. Be right back. Okay, we're going to cut this up into about 5 to 6 foot lengths and get off the tracks here and then clean up the branches. So. Okay, well, we got her all cut up. This little old 31 does a really nice job. It was in the scrap pile basically before I got it. The only thing that was wrong was that starter mechanism was screwed up on it. We couldn't buy any new parts from Stihl, so had to buy a bunch of used stuff to fix it, but it's going to be on the job for years. So. Okay, well, we're going to take this tree out. It's got a lot of kinks and stuff. It's got the wind blowing against it. Most of the branches are on this side, so I'm going to try and drop it right across the tracks here. Piece of fence or something in there, hit some metal. Cut some more here. Nothing like a good Evansville axe. They're the best. Well, we'll get the saw and cut it up. Okay, well, we're going to cut this up. Here's a quick look at that old wedge. That came out really good.
Wasn't quite what I had in mind, but it worked.
Well, I just wanted to talk briefly about how the generosity of others benefits us here on the channel, both directly and indirectly. So we'll talk about directly first. I did some videos on these saws earlier, and there's 3 of them on this one and 1 on this one. You can go back and see them, and I'll talk about how we got them and all the details on them. But the thing that when people give you something like this, you know, they do it for a reason, and the reason that these were given to me is they were non-operational, and they knew that, you know, I had the skills and the knowledge to fix stuff like this, and so that benefited me directly because it gave me some new fodder for the videos, and also for Randy and his brother Paul. It cleared out their basement so they had more room to work, so that's a win-win there. And anyway, by putting these back on the job, this one was quite a challenge, and there again, go back and watch our older videos on them. But how it affects me directly is that, you know, it gives me a challenge, test my skills and knowledge to see if I can beat the odds and put them back in operation, which I've done, because these both run really, really well. This one took 2 saws to build one good one, plus a bunch of aftermarket parts, because new parts aren't available for them. Same with this one. I had to buy used stuff to fix this one, but it wasn't nearly a challenge that the others are. But anyway, so how that the things do indirectly for us, you know, you, the viewer, gets to see a lot of stuff in operation that you normally wouldn't see, especially like these big stills. You know, they were used in the woods and they were used up, and they also had some mechanical weaknesses, so when parts were no longer available, they just got tossed. And these were big, huge seller for still, but they just don't sell any parts for older saws, not even a gas cap or anything. It's terrible. But anyway, so in the video you see us using this little saw for cutting down the dead trees for the railroad, excursion railroad. And so that's indirectly how that we benefit from it, because, you know, the railroad gets the benefit of us volunteering to get rid of these dead trees so they don't fall on the track, or worst case scenario on the train. And it gives us a chance to take and demonstrate these old saws in action and back on the job. And so indirectly, hopefully Randy and his brother Paul will watch the movies, and they'll be glad to see these things are still out keeping their job, keeping their work ethic up there. So indirectly, they'll get to see these out on the job again and being a useful tool again. So hopefully they will like that. But anyway, so when people do something like that for you, always try to do something back for them, because, you know, like I say, me putting these back in operation and them actually seeing them and stuff, hope that makes them happy, because it makes me happy and makes the viewers happy. So we'll see you on the next video, and remember, vintage is best.